It's a tandem mock today. We got 2 mock drafters. I guess there's 12, but 2 of us are on camera for it. Will we crap our pants a la my Cade Cunningham mock, or will it go clean pants edition a la my Shai Gilgeous-Alexander mock? I'm Dan Besbris. I'm joined by Adam King here on this live mock episode of Old Man Squad Fantasy Basketball, brought to you by FanDuel and the FanDuel Sportsbook, presenting sponsor of the Believe Sports Network of podcasts. Please, well, you don't have to decide now, I guess, but I'd like it if you guys subscribed or liked or rated or reviewed, but I can't force you. I'm going to hold you to the fire or anything like that, but it would be sure nice of you to do so. And if for no other reason than the fact that Kingy got up at the absolute crack of dawn on a Saturday morning to do a live mock podcast, and he gave himself the 6th pick, which is sort of masochistic in a way. I'm not going to ask you to tell us what you're doing, Kingy, but I am going to say good morning.
Good morning, yes. Yeah, look, if I'm awake, other people can be awake too. So, yeah, this is my first Yahoo mock. I was actually just running through the list, setting up my queue. Yeah, and there's some players that are way down that list still. Where is this player? Ooh, there's some value.
Yeah. It's interesting how different you normally use Fantrax for your mocks, right?
Yeah, I do. And I know you've got your sort of running ADP sheet, and I look at ADPs and comment on them. But once you're actually in a draft room and you see them, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's markedly different. I'm surprised, but I know some of it is because Yahoo has their ranks a bit more tied up in kind of a points league bent this year, but
yeah,
still big differences. But this is where most of my leagues are, the public leagues, prize leagues, that kind of thing. And a lot of the stuff has been kind of set up over here. Although I will say, as this draft is now officially underway, if you guys are going to start a league, you should start it at Fantrax, and you can open up an account using fantrax.com/oldmansquad. It's totally free. Very simple and easy. They have the best commissioner tools, and it's really not close. The first pick was auto-picked Jokic. Come on, dude. I'm going to go Wemby in this one because I haven't done a Wemby draft yet. That's entirely the reason. 100%.
Yeah, and that's actually a very the first person who drafted first. I don't even know what their name was. A very good reason why I don't do a lot of Yahoo mocks, because you just don't know who's in the room and who's real. And there we go.
I was hoping they'd all be from the tweet we put out, but maybe not. There's one auto picker at 10. Too late to do anything about it. All right, Henry, I hope you set up a queue. Oh, look at that. You went Anthony Davis at 6. That's spicy.
I did, yeah.
Oh, crap. I accidentally closed the window. You talk about your Anthony Davis pick.
They don't need to say it. Yeah, yes, Anthony Davis. So I'm going to go with, people that have seen me doing mock drafts thus far would be aware probably of my plan here. So Anthony Davis, I like getting him at 6. I know there's the injury risk, but I'm okay with it. Per game, I think he still has as high an upside as anyone in that bunch. So, yeah, look, I'll take him there, and I'll probably lean into my sort of defensive big man build, not worrying too much about assists and threes and points early.
I'm excited to see where you go with this one. Anthony Davis is, well, I mean, obviously a lot of your season now is going to hinge on whether your first rounder is healthy, but you'll now try to pile up so many of his strong categories that maybe it could withstand an Anthony Davis injury. What are the 5 categories that you'd hunt for with AD? I assume boards, steals, blocks, probably a lower turnover team. And what's the 5th one?
Field goal percentage.
Oh, yeah, field goal percent.
Yeah, so I did this build last year, and it was reasonably successful. I won a couple of leagues even with Anthony Davis out, so I was able to build up those categories enough, or to the point where having him out, it made it harder, but I was still able to win those categories.
I like it because, it's like kind of punt free throw ish, but not the Giannis punt free throw. So instead of attacking, like assists and threes and scoring, which you usually get from the team that goes Giannis. You just try to make sure that you're beating that team in boards
Yeah.
field goal percent, basically, right? That's where you're trying to get your leg up because you'll beat them in turnovers if they try to get assists at all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
I'm more interested in your team than mine at this point.
Oh no, look, I think so. Yeah, because you went with Wemby. I'm always interested to see what a Wemby build looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to lean into like the guard Wemby hybrid team, but also with the way the second and third rounds are constructed, at least at present, I've mostly just been going with guys I like in the first 3 rounds and then making a call on team build a little bit later. At least when you got someone as good as Wemby as your first pick, you don't have to kind of jam yourself into a build. As you go farther down that first round, you kind of don't have much of a choice.
Yeah.
What'd you do here? It went right past you. I got to make my turn. Where did you go second?
It did. I went with Amen Thompson.
Whoops. My sounds came back on after I accidentally closed the window. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. Go ahead.
I went with Amen Thompson. Happy to get him there. In this build, he's like a top 6 player, top 7 player. So, it's absolutely fine taking him. There were some other names there to consider, and we'll see when it comes back around to me. Someone like a Jalen Johnson is a pretty good fit for this build as well. Jalen Williams, Evan Mobley. There's a few names there.
I'm looking at those guys also for my own team, just because I like them.
Yeah, and in a lot of the mocks that I've done, those guys wouldn't be available now. By this point, Jalen Williams, Jalen Johnson. There goes Jalen Williams.
Yeah. I mean, Jalen Johnson is probably the next guy I take, or Mobley. Those are the two you were talking about.
Yeah.
Chet is probably the next one on my board. I don't know if I need to go any farther than those dudes. It is my turn after all.
It is.
Mobley or Jalen Johnson? Who do I think is... I mean, Mobley's the safer health situation. Jalen Johnson, maybe a little bit more upside. We'll go Jalen Johnson just for funsies.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting. If he can play 65 to 75 games somewhere in that window, I mean, he could be like an early second per game. He does a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Yep.
Well, you got one coming up now, so I guess it's my turn to talk through it a little bit. I'll give the draft results while Kingy's getting ready for his next turn. First round went Jokic, Wemby, Shea, Giannis, Luka, Anthony Davis. That was Adam. Cade, Anthony Edwards in that order. Steph Curry went 9th, which is, I mean, honestly, it's not crazy, but given his rank of 27th, that dude didn't think he was going to get back to him. Sabonis 10th, Cat 11th, and Trae Young finishes off the first round. We got people that are in and out of this thing, and such is the magic of a Yahoo draft. We might only go like 10 rounds if the auto picking doesn't get better. James Harden went 13th, Devin Booker 14th. So far, I basically agree with everything. Paolo 15th. Where do you stand on Paolo this year? Because I'm not getting anywhere near him in 9-cat. Like, this is wildly early.
Yeah, I'm probably I don't know. Like I'm not low on him. I'm not high on him. This is certainly way too high for me. Like, there's no way I'd be taking him. But I guess specific builds maybe. But yeah, I'd be looking at him third round, probably maybe fourth. But it just depends. He's one of those players, I suppose. He's a bit flashy. He scores a lot of points. A bit of a stat stuffer. There's some holes in his game, but that's certainly the earliest I've seen him go.
We got one dude that just keeps going in and out of this draft over and over again. You got another pick coming up in the not too distant future. Kevin Durant was the number 16. De'Aaron Fox 17. Jalen Brunson 18. Amen Thompson, that was you at 19, part of your Anthony Davis build. I'm interested in your team so far. Donovan Mitchell, then LeBron. LaMelo Ball was 22. I took Tyrese Maxey at 23. I just think that's a good pick at the end of the second round. Alperen Şengün, 25. Jalen Williams, 26th. I went Jalen Johnson at 24, 25, 26. Now I'm 26. I should probably pause. You just went Walker Kessler in the 4th. You have definitely shown your hand at this point now.
I have.
There's no secrets about your team with Dyson Daniels in the third and Walker Kessler in the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Hyper defense. Hyper defense. Who the hell's
Yeah.
still around for me here? Boy, we're at the point where I might have to go Kawhi if he's there at 47. I'm trying not to be too risky, but end of fourth round, I don't know.
Yeah, I was considering Kawhi there as well.
Yeah, I got to do it.
I think once you're at this point, you have to.
I do. And then this other guy, I think, is in auto pick mode, which kind of screws things up because I don't have to worry about anything at the moment. He was there at the start of this thing, and then he was just gone. I got pick 50 now, coming back. Just for those that are interested in who I'm looking at, Austin Reeves, Jalen Duren, Jared Allen, Jimmy Butler. I'm not going to do it because I have Kawhi already, but those are probably the guys I'd look at here at 50. Then Avdija would be probably the next grouping. But I really want Austin Reeves on my team, so I'm going to go Austin Reeves there. I have no idea what my team is looking like from a build standpoint, but I like the guys I've gotten in each round so far. You got a pick coming up here. Let me keep going on the. I'll keep going on the recap. We got as far as my Jalen Johnson at 26. Then it was Franz Wagner, Evan Mobley, Josh Giddey. You took Dyson Daniels at 30. Scotty Barnes at 31. Chet Holmgren, 32. Jamal Murray, 33. Jaylen Brown, who's been falling. Pascal Siakam, 35. And then Adebayo at 36. Of course, the Tyler Hero news is being not reflected in this draft. So, although a little bit, he got passed over until the auto pick at the end of the fourth round. Hero, of course, out for 8 weeks. That was the news today. Kingy goes Jakob Poeltl in round number 5. It's a saucy play again. Jaren Jackson, 37. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's where we were. 37. Ja, 38. Beats Zubac, 39. Derek White, 40. Larry Markkinen, 41. Cooper Flagg goes 42. That's always a fun one to see. Kessler, that was you. Desmond Bain, Zion Williamson, Trey Murphy, the Thoid. Then I did Kawhi. I had to at 47. That's too far for him to fall. Hero goes 48. Joel Embiid goes 40. Now, that's about where Embiid's been going in drafts. And then I did Reeves. Brandon Miller went after me. Then Duren, Porzingis, you went Poeltl, and Denny Avdija after you. You have, just as we're looking at the teams, Anthony Davis, Amen Thompson, Dyson Daniels, Walker Kessler, Jakob Poeltl. That is a lot of defensive stats. You are not short on them. But I guess that's the thing. Like, if you're going to punt free throws like a Giannis team, you got to make sure you beat them in the things that might be close in that same punt, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, yeah, obviously very defensive focused here. Very good rebounders, low turnovers because they're guys that won't have the ball in their hands. So I don't want my players touching the ball other than getting the rebound and throwing an outlet pass. That's
Stay the hell away.
Yeah, or catching a lob pass for a dunk. That's what else I'm looking for. So, yeah, I don't know who I'm going to go next.
Oh, you got 7 one coming back here?
Yeah, 7 picks.
You got a couple.
I've got some. What number are we up to? 60. 67.
And with 2, it's been fluctuating between 1 and 3 auto picks. I think once you and I, once it clears the 9th or 10th round, we can probably just shut this window down and talk about guys we like at the end of the board because they're not going to go off at the right order at that point. The beginning of a draft, even with an auto pick or 2, is still somewhat accurate. See, this guy keeps coming and going. I don't understand. If you're going to draft, just do the draft. The 1 and the 12 guys have been in and out the whole way through. I don't know how many of their picks are real and not. The 11th guy has not been there. Those picks have been fully made up. Although
pretend picks.
Yeah, I mean, it went fine for the first 3, I guess. It has soured a tad over the next few for guy in slot 11. Oh, wait, no. Well, I was looking at the wrong one. It was slot 10. Sabonis, Paolo, Jaylen Brown, Zubac, Jimmy Butler, Jared Allen. That's a weird team there, auto pick guy.
Yes.
Dare I say, not very good. Go out on a limb. All right, you got one coming down
back to me. Yeah, I've got players in my queue, but if this was a real draft, like, and we were drafting with people that actually knew what they were doing and no auto drafting, I know who I would be taking next.
You might let somebody. You could go with someone else and see if the other dude
But
sticks around for
I
you.
could, because the player that I want, his ADP is way down. So depends
Yeah.
if people are looking at rank or ADP or.
Who are you looking at? I mean, there's no one on this show that could snipe you.
There is not. And look, I'm just going to take him because let's treat this like a real draft.
Yeah.
And I'm.
Oh, you doubled up on your Thompsons.
Yeah, I like doubling up on Thompsons. Yeah. Let's double team the Thompsons. Yeah, look, I know, like, his ADP, as I said, is down sort of outside the top 100, but his rank is around this range, mid 60s, I think. But he's, again, in this build, he's a first round player, so happy to take him here.
Yeah, that's powerhouse, steals, blocks, rebound, field goal percent combo.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically creating a punt points team, which my heart sings.
Yeah, and when you punt points, you sort of there's a flow on effect to basically you're going to punt threes, or it makes it easier to punt threes if you're punting points. And a lot of the high point scorers are high free throw guys. So if you're punting points, so it just flows on to punting free throws and punting threes. And then obviously those guys also have the ball in their hands a lot, those high scorers. So they turn the ball over a lot. So if you're not drafting them, you're good in turnovers.
Yep. Yeah. Nobody ever wants to win turnovers. The darndest thing. It's the thing that gets yelled at me the most out of any comment that comes in on Old Man Squad shows is, why are you still talking about turnovers? I'm like, well, because the default for a long time, the default setting had him. Now it's default setting is points league, but I like that turnovers are in there. I know I'm a dinosaur. I don't care. I don't like, if I want my league to just be all the guys who are chucking it all over the place, I'll play a points league. I'll just go both ways. Like, if I want to go high volume, I'll go high volume and not give a crap if they put it in the bucket at a decent rate. Oh, we have too many auto picks now. People have grown tired of the BS. I guess I can't. That's fine. Yeah, you got your pick. We'll treat the rest of this, for those that are watching, we're going to treat the rest of this as just us talking through our own specific builds and players we like. Ooh, that's early on Tumani Kamara. 78.
Yeah, so what am I? That's about pick 80, which I'm fine. It probably eliminates a lot of the value, generally speaking.
I love him, though. I mean, for that, whatever that's
I do. I had him last year. He was really good, and he's going to start and play a lot of minutes. And again, this build, he gets a bump because I don't need him to score. I don't need him to hit threes. I just need him to defend and grab rebounds. So he'll do that.
Did someone take OG? Is he still out there? He's still out there. He's
still out there. I was looking at him. I was between him and Kamara, but Kamara is more reflective of who I would take, because I think in a real draft, OG would be gone by now.
Yeah, probably true. Yeah, he's not. Well, he's hanging on till around my pick, somewhere in that neck of the woods. Oh, this dude, no. So this guy's in now? I don't know who the hell's here anymore. Everybody's getting... you jerks. Come on. We put the link out. You clicked in. You're expected to follow through. You had to wait like 7 minutes to do the draft. Either way, it doesn't matter. I like your team. Here, let's look at the standings for a second. The standings like me, but that doesn't
they won't like me.
No, and they won't, because you've kicked the curb on half the categories. So you're not going to win the Roto standings with that team.
No.
But look, your team is second in field goal percent behind Edward. Who does Edward have? Oh, that's the Giannis team. Giannis, LeBron, Jesus, Yahoo. Stop scrolling down. Giannis, LeBron, Mobley, Zion. So that's the team that's going to give you a run for your money. If you ran into that one, they got a lot of field goal percent.
Yeah.
Jalen Duren, Khalil Ware. That team's going crazy in those categories. Goodness. Oh, you got another one coming up. So threes, you're at the bottom. Points, you're at the bottom. Rebounds, you're in third. Amazingly, Henry, who's been auto-picked a team, has a whole lot of rebounds. I don't know that he has a single guard on his team yet, but it's a problem for Henry to deal with.
Yeah, and I'm and those standings are saying I'm there. I'm not too worried because obviously, if they weren't auto drafting, they probably wouldn't be drafting those players. So.
Right. You're slated to be top in turnovers, steals, blocks. Like we mentioned, second in field goal percent. You're now, after taking this next pick, you're now first in rebounds. Ooh, I got a pick coming up. Doesn't really matter. Like we said, all of our guys, the guys there are too many guys left on the board that shouldn't be. But in terms of things to look at, hey, here's a note for the day. Norman Powell should be on everybody's board for the first month of the season now. Sounds like Hero's going to miss a month into the season, and then he'll have to have a training camp. So it's probably going to be more like 6 to 7 weeks before he's actually looking like himself.
So where does that sort of leave you on Tyler Hero? Because people were pretty high on him, taking him inside the top 30. I wasn't, but that was more just
I'm not going to do it.
I don't like him, but
I can't. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't take a guy who's going to be out for a month and a half. It's just that you need that roster spot.
Yeah. I'd be looking at him probably. I don't know, pick 50, pick 60 maybe, but I still think he'll go before that. You're on the clock.
Jemski, Christian Brown. There's some guys farther down that I like too. I don't know how far I'm going to scroll here, but I got an auto pick, so I'll get somebody coming back. We'll go Pajemski, and I know that I'm going to get whoever I want on the return trip. And let's go Zach Edey on the way back. I think that could be kind of fun. Christian Brown would have been the safe play there.
Who can I pop into my queue here?
Yeah. This is the let's just tell people who we like at the end of drafts, because we'll get them all in this one with all the auto picks.
Yeah.
But that won't obviously be the case in reality. I don't mind. Andrew Wiggins has been falling so far that I don't mind it, but he's going to get auto picked here in a second, so that's not a thing. Mikal Bridges, ultra boring, but if you have a super risky team, he'd be someone you could consider. I don't mind Draymond. I don't mind Derek Lively. I like Keegan Murray. I think he's going too far down the board. Oh, there's Buzelis.
Has Buzelis not been drafted yet?
He has not. He's down there.
Welcome to Yahoo.
He's down there at 121.
Okay, so we're at pick 100.
Yeah. And you'll get somebody probably better than you want. But although with your build, Nick Claxton, yeah, I mean, he's someone you can get at 100, even in a regular draft.
Yeah. It's exactly why I like punting, because players who people are umming and ahhing on, I can take confidently and say, I don't care if he doesn't score a point.
I don't care if he's absolutely terrible. There we go. I'll keep scrolling down here. There goes Norm.
Yep.
Herb Jones. It doesn't matter where everybody's going right now. These are inaccurate picks. Aaron Neesmith is someone to look at down at 149. There's a handful of guys farther down. I've got one eye on Caruso. I'm not going to take him unless I have to, but he was so good in the playoffs. TJ McConnell is someone people are considering more than usual. Now, there's Cam Whitmore all the way down at 198. Cason Wallace is somewhere in there. He's not a terrible one. There's Cason Wallace. Sam Hauser, Nemias Keita. I don't even know where he is on this board. Doesn't matter.
Me.
Oh yeah, we're back on you. Okay. Let's go back to the draft board here. We can look at the Kingy team.
Well, I'll go. I mean, per my sort of Yahoo position allocation, I still need a guard. So I'm going to go with. Let's go with this guy. Let's go with Cason Wallace.
Yeah, I just threw him into my queue.
Yeah,
I like it. Your team is absolutely dunking in lowest turnovers, blocks, steals, boards, field goal percent. You're number one in all 5 of those. Now, the only problem with your team is you are dead last in free throw. Oh, I have to do it. I have to do a pick before this. It doesn't matter. Let's go Herb. I like Herb. Oh, it's me again, right? Yeah, with the stupid auto picks. Neesmith, Whitmore, doesn't matter. Aaron Neesmith it is. Let me go back to this thing, the standings. Now, you can't trust these all the way because Yahoo's got
No,
their projections. That's what they're based on. But there is some relevance to it. And your team dead last in free throw, dead last in threes, dead last in points, dead last in assists. So
Mm-hmm.
you are the absolute best projection in 5 and the absolute worst projection in 4.
Yep.
So
Exactly
you're
where I'd like to be.
you're going to win every single week 5-4.
And let's add to that with Mitchell Robinson. That might average 3.1 points per game.
Are you able to get all these? I haven't looked at what your team's like actual positions look like, but can you actually fill the position board on your team?
I have already.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Because you got Dyson, Amen Thompson. Those guys can play a smaller position.
Yeah, that's why I like getting those guys early, because in a build like this, obviously, it's very easy to get centers. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 centers.
Yeah.
But harder to get guards. So if you get those guards early, you don't have to worry about it. So another player that fits this build quite well is Dante DiVincenzo, but he was drafted just before my pick. So.
Oh, yeah, there he was at 11-3.
Yeah.
Which is kind of around where he's going in a lot of drafts. He's not going particularly early.
No. Oh, we're
now
on
you
me.
got your back to me. I mean, you're on it. But again, I'm just more interested in what you do to fill it out. All right, Keyshawn George. Yeah, he's got some steals blocks upside.
Yeah, I like him this year. No Bilal for a little bit as well. So an opportunity for Keyshawn to do a bit more. And how many picks have we got? Have we got one more? Is that right?
Yeah, there's a 13th round. I guess we can just let it go because it's going so fast with half the thing just speeding by. The draft itself is completely worthless now. It's not even worth looking at the other teams in it. More so, like, here is how Adam builds his quad punt.
Yep.
Quad punt. Your team is like, it's hard to get over the hump on that one. I still feel like the only team that could give you a little bit of a push is if someone could get near you in field goal percent. But that Giannis team eventually, now I got to take 2 guys just to interrupt my train of thought. We'll go Cam Whitmore and doesn't matter. TJ McConnell will be my last 2. That Giannis team eventually had to take somebody that wasn't a center or Zion or whatever, and they ended up with Mathurin and oh my God, Yahoo! Stop scrolling. Jeremy Grant, like this is blowing up their build. They've set a stick of TNT in their own build. Now my team is a hell of a Roto build. I don't know how they would fare in a head-to-head league. I got a lot of really good players that may or may not fit together. And there's the end of it. And you can see this is what Yahoo thinks the standings will be like. It's pretty funny to see you and 4th, but like if our teams went head to head, you'd probably win 5-4. Odds are.
Yep, that's my plan.
My team's not that far behind you in steals. That's a spot where, because I'm number 2 in steals, you're number 1. That's the one that could maybe flip it on a given week. But you've got Dyson Daniels. You've got a guy that's going to get a bunch of them.
Look, I'm pretty happy where is my, I'll look at my team. Where's my name? There we go.
Oh my God, the blocks lead. Look at the blocks lead you have there.
Let me have a look.
It's crazy.
Pretty safe in blocks. And that's sort of what I referred to at the top of the show. If Anthony Davis goes down here, I'm okay. I think like I lose a little bit of rebounds, but I'm fairly comfortable in that category. If I lost Dyson, maybe that would be a bit of a challenge because he obviously is very heavy on steals.
Yeah.
And then some of the teams like yourself, Corbin, 2 teams who are still pretty good in steals. So yeah, I mean, if I was moving Dyson to my bench, then maybe I stream in like a Marcus Smart or something, someone who can still get me 1.4 steals a game.
Yeah, turn that into a roster spot where you're making 2 to 3 moves a week and just getting 7 steals games out of somebody you can just try to get send 7 to 10 steals out of that extra roster spot. And that's what you do. I mean, that's what you would be doing in your playoff battles too, is provided you're getting there, which is that's the hard part for a team like that, is you have to make sure you're enough games over 500 to not be the 7th seed.
Yeah.
But if you're in the playoffs, you can just look at your opponent and be like, hey, what is the one category that this guy's close? Like if you were going to play me, you and I would both look at this and we'd probably both look at it and go, all right, well, we each need to be hard charging steals in this playoff battle.
Yeah.
Because you'd be very comfortable about with 4 of your other things, and I'd be very comfortable with 4 things. And we're just staring it down like I'm praying that Dyson Daniels misses one game, and you're probably looking at my team praying that, I don't know, Herb Jones misses a game or something like that. But that's the magic of head-to-head. Your team probably beats me in the playoffs, even though overall I probably go into the playoffs with a higher seed, if I had to guess, just based on like when I have a good week, I could win 8-1, and that pushes you out to that. So maybe I have a better chance at a first round bye, and you probably have a better chance at actually winning the title. That was interesting. I like looking at your team. That's a fun little quad punt build that probably not enough people do, because everybody loves to go max volume. And I don't know, maybe I love it because I love punting points, and that's in my core. That's the thing that makes me happy. But I don't know. Are you becoming a punt points guy before my very eyes?
Yeah, I think, as I said, I think because obviously when you punt one category, it then makes it easier to punt a second or a third. And points, threes, free throws, all sort of bunched together. The reverse of that is if you punt blocks or rebounds, they really link together, and that means you're probably not targeting a lot of the centers, so your field goal percentage goes down. That's why I like doing those multiple category punts. I think they just you sort of dip your toe in the water there with punting one category, and it makes it a lot easier to just jump in and punt 2, 3, or 4. But on the flip side, as you said, it does mean that there's no margin for error. So you do need to have a look at your opponent each week, have a look at where they are in certain categories, and potentially stream. Like I've got, I don't know, looking at my team there, I've got Ryan Kalkbrenner with my last pick. If I'm just dominating blocks and rebounds, I probably just get rid of him and then pick up, like I said, a Marcus Smart, someone that's playing 24 minutes a night, getting me 1.4 steals, and I can absorb the free field goal percentage hit with someone like Marcus Smart, because he's probably only going to shoot 8 times a game or something. So, it is a strategy that I like to do, but does come with some risk. And like you said as well, it does mean you're not going to finish first. It's almost impossible to finish first in the regular season standings, because the capacity to win anything other than 5-4 is hard. Maybe I luck into a 6-3 victory here or there, but generally speaking, you can only win 5 categories. So you're probably going to finish. It usually sits you around 4th or 5th, maybe 6th. But once you get into the playoffs, that's all you need is 5 categories.
And it's hard because I was going to ask you, like, if you were going to try to compete in a 6th category on that build, what would it be? And there isn't a particularly obvious one. Maybe assists would be the next one, but it's probably too late for that.
Yeah,
there isn't like
I mean, you'd have
way
to
behind in most stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it would be hard given the team I've drafted. It would be hard for me to sort of say, actually, I do want to compete in a 6th and then stream. I mean, you could make a few trades, I suppose.
Right.
So you'd have to sort of, look, potentially it is assists. So, I mean, getting Dyson and then maybe it isn't assists. Maybe it's probably not points.
No,
I don't know.
it probably has to be assists.
Yeah, maybe.
Free throw, you've got all these guys. No, I mean, you can take Mitchell Robinson off the table if he's not a key part of your thing, but like 7-8 rounds in, you're very far behind in almost everything. And like one of the things with this Yahoo standings board is it's going to count the totals for your last 3 picks, and two of those three guys are probably just going to end up streaming slots. So that
Yeah.
throws the numbers off a little bit. Like if you had taken your last three picks for what? Robinson, George, and Kalkbrenner. If you had taken three guards that got 4.5 assists a game with those, this standings board that YouTubers are looking at, like you might not be 900 projected assists behind the 11th place team, and it might be more, like 100 or 200 or something like that.
Yeah.
But overall, it does feel like what you've created is a very, like a boulder. You're not going to move it. Your team is what it is at this point. This is almost a set it and forget it type of thing, other than making sure you win that fifth category, whatever that may be against particular opponent or particular week. Do you need to bulk up steals? Do you need to bump up boards? Do you need to bump up field goal percent? Something like that. That's like the entirety of what your job is in this fantasy league. So
yeah, and I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not super familiar with Yahoo, but the percentages, like when they're adding up here, they're just simply putting the percentages together. They're not actually looking at number of shots.
You know what? I don't know.
So
I'm not positive.
I mean, yeah, I don't know either. But like in Basketball Monster, for example, it weights it based on shots. So even if someone is shooting 68% from the field, if they're only taking 3 shots a game, it's actually not that much of an impact on your field goal percentage. Whereas someone who's shooting 61% but shooting 11 shots is going to have a huge impact. So, and I don't think Yahoo do that. I think they just say, hey, this guy shoots 68%, this guy shoots 61%. So that's 64.5%. There's no weighting, there's no figuring all of that more advanced stuff out, I suppose. So looking at the percentages in Yahoo, to me, don't tell the full story.
I'm clicked over to last year's totals, and it's pretty much the same here. Although there is one team ahead of you in steals now, losing last year's totals. Your blocks run is epic. I'm kind of surprised that. Oh, well, Wemby missed half of last year, so that's why that number's a little goofered for my team, which is a pretty good blocks team with Wemby and Rudy Gobert, and I think I got Zach Edey as well. In any event, this draft window is about to shut down, and I must go scoop my children at the end of the old school day. Kingy, that was fun. I know that I didn't get to talk much about my team because I didn't really do a build. I took Wemby, and then I just took my favorite guy across the board. What does my team look like? Let's look at my team real fast before we shut this sucker down. Also, a reminder, everybody, that if you are hanging out with us here and you think, I don't know, the Spurs have a good regular season, you can go to FanDuel and the FanDuel Sportsbook. It's sportsbook.fanduel.com and check out the Spurs season win total mark of 44.5. Be a step forward for that team, but they're trying to do it. So something to think about. I don't know really where I stand on how the Spurs do this year. I think I'd probably lean ever so slightly to the over, but the West is rough, man. That's a journey. My team is mid-pack and field goal, mid-pack and free throw, mid-pack and threes, mid-pack and points, mid-pack and rebounds, slightly lower mid-pack and assists, very good in steals, not your level, very good in blocks, but not your level, and pretty good in turnovers as well. So that's how I ended up at the top of the board in Roto counts. I don't know. I built a Roto team. I don't know what the hell this team would be when it came to the playoffs. I think if this was a real head-to-head league, I'd be totally fine with this start, and I would probably just see, where my team had the advantages as the season went on. And if it was like this was saying, steals, blocks, turnovers, and then I could maybe lean into one of these earlier categories, I'd be looking to try to move towards a team that won 5 or 6 categories instead of being pretty good at a lot of them. And now everybody could, who's flashing up my team at the very end here. That means it's time for us to go, ladies and gentlemen. We've exhausted the 10-minute post-draft timer. He is Adam King at AdamKing91. You are all hopefully fans of the station now, so hit that subscribe button, podcast, YouTube, whatever. That's the big one. Like button, also very useful. You can find Adam on the socials at AdamKing91. I am at Dan Besbris. Old Man Squad is also a feed you can find if you want to get all of our shows, because Kingy, you've got an all Aussie draft that's dropping. I don't know when exactly, some point in the next couple of days. I have like 4 or 5 shows in the hopper. While you and I were talking, the mighty Keith Cork did his NFL DFS show, so that's got to go out as well. It's a busy time. Hopefully everybody will subscribe and they'll enjoy it as well. Kingy, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Go take a nap first thing in the morning. Why you keep getting up to do these, I don't know.
No, it's time for a coffee. It was a little bit early at 6 o'clock in the morning because no one else is awake. I don't want to turn the coffee machine on, but they can get up now for all I care.
Yeah, that's right. Screw them. Or don't. Love you, Kingy's family. We're sorry we got... That's all right. You got like nice peace and quiet time around the house. That's worth something, right? Other than the sound of me screaming into your ears.
Look, if we're heading off for the day to see my wife's family, then they'll be getting up. So when I open the door here, I'll see if the house is full of life, or if there's no life, we're probably home for the day.
Right, because you have a kid who has an illness. That is, man, that's the thing. Parenting, just sick. That's like the thing that probably they should tell all would-be parents. You're just going to be sick all the time until they're in college.
Look, and when she's 18 and can drive herself around, actually getting her to stay home when she's sick is harder. So we say, well, you should just stay in bed. And she's like, yeah, but I could go to the shops. And
you're like, please don't cough on everybody. That's fine. We're back. Yeah. We're back to the pre-2020 days. That's fine now. Everybody's sniffling on each other again.
Yeah, we're fine. Yeah.
The flu was you had COVID recently, right?
I had something.
Oh, we don't even know. I'm guessing it's flu, man. I had the flu in January, and that crap was bad.
It was pretty bad. Yeah, it was. I'm still getting over it, and it's a month later.
Oh, all right. Well, go get sick again. Go catch what's going around your house. Thanks for watching, everybody. He's Kingy. I'm Dan. I'm supposed to put the music louder at this point, but I'm slacking. We'll see you guys soon.